Hello students, so we begin our new chapter and we will be doing a chapter in civics, the third chapter, that is the Indian judiciary. Judiciary is basically our system which provides us with the law and rules and regulations basically that every citizen has to follow. So judiciary is the organ of the government which is responsible for making laws. So let's discuss about it. The judiciary is the organ of the government that makes sure everything's happen according to the law. It applies the law to punish the guilty and to settle disputes. It protects the rights of citizens, including the fundamental rights. The judiciary works through a network of courts. A person can be punished for an offense only if he is proven guilty in a court of law. So judiciary makes sure that everything goes according to the law. Judiciary also basically saves and protects our fundamental rights. If a person is proven guilty in the court of law, then he is punished. So judiciary, that organ of the government, is basically run by different courts. Types of cases. Let's discuss the types of cases in the judiciary. The cases brought before a court of law are mainly of two types, civil and criminal. There are two types of cases which are brought in the court. One is civil cases, and the second is criminal cases. Civil cases involve disputes related to money, property and social matters like inheritance, divorce, etc. So civil cases will have money, property, social matters and all these things. Example is that criminal cases involve offences such as thefts, robberies, murders, cheating, etc., which causes harm to the members of society. Criminal cases would be relating or will be rendering only to the crimes, theft, robbery, which are causing harm to a person. So this is the two types of cases that are brought in the courts. Structure of the judiciary. The Indian judiciary has a pyramidical structure. The Supreme Court, which is the highest court in the country, is the top of the pyramid. So see, in the picture below on page 21, you can see there is a pyramidical structure of judiciary. It explains the different Supreme Courts, High Courts and such courts accordingly. Below the Supreme Courts are the High Courts. On top is Supreme Court, below that is High Courts, then there are subordinate courts. The High Court is the highest court at the state level. At national level, it will be Supreme Court, and at state level, it will be High Court. Some states and union territories share a common High Court. Below the High Courts, there are subordinate courts. The judiciary is single and united. It means judiciary is single and united. It means judiciary is one organism. It is united by different courts. This means cases from the lower courts can be taken in appeal to the higher courts and ultimately to the Supreme Court. So understand this, single and united means that cases from lower courts, that is High Court or subordinate courts, can be taken to the superior courts, which means it is single and united. The Indian judiciary is independent. This means that the other organs of the government, namely the legislature and the executive, cannot interfere in its decision. The Indian judiciary is independent. Independent, what it means? That the legislature and the executive, the Indian executive and the Indian legislature, they cannot interfere in the functions of judiciary. Judiciary is independent. Their decision is final. Supreme Courts and High Courts. Composition. The Supreme Court is headed by the Chief Justice of India. It can have maximum of 30 judges. Chief Justice of India is the person who heads the Supreme Court. It can have maximum of 30 judges. Supreme Court can have maximum of 30 judges. This number can be increased by the Parliament. The President of India appoints the Chief Justice of India. The Chief Justice of India is appointed by the President of India. In consultation with the Chief Justice, the President also appoints the other judges of the Supreme Court. Other 30 judges are appointed by Chief Justice and the President when they discuss in detail. A High Court is headed by a Chief Justice. There is a Chief Justice in High Court as well. The President of India appoints the Chief Justice of a High Court after consulting the Chief Justice of India. Chief Justice of India, who is the person who is heading the Supreme Court. So President of India goes into a consultation with him and appoints the Chief Justice of High Courts. After consulting the Chief Justice of India and governor is also taken into command. The other judges of the High Court are appointed by the President in consultation with the Chief Justice of India, the Chief Justice of High Court and the Governor of the state. Chief Justice of India, Chief Justice of High Court and the Governor of state, they appoint the other judges. Functions and powers. Let's discuss about functions and powers. Courts have jurisdiction, that is the power to pass judgment in cases. What is jurisdiction? Jurisdiction is basically the power of a court to pass the judgment. Basically, after hearing the case, the court will judge and the court will pass the judgment whether the person is a guilty or not guilty. So in that case, the court will pass the judgment, that is jurisdiction. A court may have different types of jurisdiction in different types of cases. Different types of cases have different jurisdiction. A court exercises original jurisdiction in those cases which can be heard only by that court and not by any other court. Original jurisdiction is applied when the case is heard only by that court and no other court can be involved. A court exercises appellate jurisdiction when it hears an appeal against the judgment of a lower court. When there is a lower court and the person is appealing to a higher court, then the appellate jurisdiction is applied. A court exercises advisory jurisdiction when it gives advice on matters relating to the constitution. Advisory jurisdiction, when the constitution matters are discussed, then advisory jurisdiction is applied. A court exercises supervisory jurisdiction when it watches over the working of lower court. Lower court, when there is a lower court, then the supervisory jurisdiction, for example, if the Supreme Court is looking for the function of a high court of any state, then there is supervisory jurisdiction. A court acts as a court of record when it keeps records of all its decisions for lower courts to refer to in similar cases. Court is basically a court. Court records and keeps all the cases that are being heard in the court. So there is a record of all the cases registered and all the cases, there is a record by all the courts. The following table shows the limits of jurisdiction of the Supreme Court and the High Courts in different types of cases. There is a table where you can read about the qualification and terms of service of everyone. We will begin with subordinate courts in our next class, students. Have a good day.